We live in a world curated by highlight reels. Every social media feed is a testament to success, celebration, and winning. It creates a dangerous illusion that you are the only one who has ever truly struggled. We feel isolated in our failures, believing our rock bottom is unique and embarrassing. I wanted to shatter that illusion. So, I set out with a simple question for 100 strangers. What was your absolute lowest point? This was the Human Rise Project. I knew it was a high-risk ask. It demands vulnerability, trust, and complete honesty from people who have no obligation to share their story with me. My goal was not to capture sadness, but to capture the beginning of the rise, the moment people realized they had hit their limit. And what happened next? The responses were raw, often quiet, and profoundly moving. By the end of this video, you will hear the common, brutal truth that connects us all. And you will understand why your lowest point is not the end of your story, but the necessary launchpad for your rise. As I began asking the question in parks, on sidewalks, and in coffee shops, a theme became instantly clear. People weren't just talking about losing a job. They were talking about losing control. It was the day I realized I was fighting an addiction I couldn't beat alone. When the doctor gave me the diagnosis, and I thought about my kids failing out of college, my whole family was so disappointed. That moment when my phone was cut off and I had 87 cents in my bank account, the commonality was not what the struggle was, but the feeling of absolute isolation. People felt like they were the only ones dealing with bankruptcy, grief, or personal betrayal. They believed the rest of the world was just coasting through life effortlessly. This shared human experience of feeling uniquely broken is what keeps us silent. But every single low point was immediately followed by a pivotal moment. The rise began. I started asking the follow-up question. How did you know it was time to change? The answers were never about a sudden revelation. They were about the quiet, often stubborn choice to simply survive another day, and then another. My lowest point made me realize that my life wasn't over, but the old version of me had to die. When I finally admitted, out loud, to one person, I need help. I started measuring my success not by big achievements, but by small wins, like just getting out of bed. The day I finally threw away the shame and started using my pain as fuel for my art. The rise didn't start with a sprint. It started with a single, excruciating step away from the edge. It was the decision to reach out, to ask for help, or to simply refuse to stay down. The lowest point wasn't a destination. It was a turnaround. The most profound realization from the Human Rise Project is this. Your struggle is not your weakness. It is your membership card. It's the proof that you are part of the vast, messy, resilient human condition. Every person I spoke to was a living testament to the fact that you can be completely crushed and yet still get up and build something better. We tend to think that successful people never hit bottom. But successful people are simply the ones who learn to build their foundation on the bottom. They understood that the lowest point strips you of everything unnecessary. Pride, ego, false assumptions, and leaves you with the raw, essential determination to try again. If you are currently facing your own lowest point, remember the silent chorus of these 100 strangers. You are not alone. The hardest part is recognizing that the fall is over, and the time for the rise has begun. What is the one thing you can do right now to move away from the edge? Your rise story is guaranteed, not by external circumstances, but by the universal human capacity to refuse to stay down. If this project gave you the validation or the strength you needed today, please hit that like button and share this with someone who feels isolated. Don't forget to subscribe to Rise Story.